Federal agents have arrived in Memphis, and the initial results look excellent. Crime is down, arrests are up. It's working. And it's because federal agents are doing the job that local police would not do, and the left is furious because it's exposing their failures. Take a look at this.
It's now been a week since the Memphis Safe Task Force has made its presence known in the Bluff City, but do you feel safer? Have you noticed a difference? Questions your news leader has been asking as arrest numbers climb as operations continue. Good evening and thanks for joining us. I'm Stephanie Skurlock. Greg Hurst is off tonight. WREG's Brian Ditlake joins us live downtown tonight. And Brian, what have you been hearing from people?
Yeah, well, Stephanie, we spent time in two neighborhoods today, Frazier and then Whitehaven, and in each place, mixed reviews, but in each conversation, concerns surrounding the Memphis Safe Task Force remain.
You're going to get mixed reviews. Some love it, some like it, some neutral. But if it help enhance Memphis for the positive, I'm all for it.
For Lonnie Buchanan, he says it's the execution of the Memphis Safe Task Force that will determine if it is successful or not. Federal officials say, however, it is working. Attorney General Pam Bondi touting 153 arrests since Monday, including 5 gang members and 5 missing children recovered.
So you see right there, in 1 week, you've seen this turnaround. 153 arrests, including 5 gang members, 48 guns seized, and 5 missing children were found and returned to their families. How can that be called anything but a success? But of course, you're going to have people who are detractors and who are going to continue to complain, even though this is an improvement on what was going on before the federal agents arrived.
Buchanan says those numbers need to be neighborhood specific, saying while he has seen some changes,
it depends on where they're concentrating on. If you're just going to concentrate on the Frazier area, what's going on in Hyde Park?
Another woman we spoke with says she hasn't seen a presence in Frazier, but says she has seen it on the interstate.
On the 240, yeah, there's not so many speeders. It's not the Indy 500 down there. People can actually get through there safely.
WREG looked at the week-to-week 5-day numbers posted on the city crime data website. From Monday to this Friday, there was 1 murder, 31 aggravated assaults, 23 motor vehicle thefts, and 6 robberies, compared to last week with 2 homicides, 47 aggravated assaults, 72 vehicle thefts, and 12 robberies.
So here's the really important thing when you look at these numbers, when you listen to these Democratic mayors and they try to convince you that, oh, crime is down, it's at a 25-year low, it's at a 30-year low. They are very specific. They always mention violent crime. But if you look at these numbers, week over week, motor vehicle thefts went from 72 to 23, and robberies were cut in half. So you've got motor vehicle thefts, and I just noticed somebody misspelled vehicle. Somebody needs to get fired behind that. They misspelled vehicle. I can't believe that. But vehicle thefts down by 2/3 and robberies down by half. So when you hear these Democratic mayors in these cities like Memphis, like Chicago, and they keep telling you, oh, violent crime is down, that's not doing anything for that individual who gets their car stolen. They're a victim of a vehicle theft, because what happens? They get their car stolen, maybe it gets recovered, maybe it doesn't. Most of the time, these local individuals are stealing these cars so they can go and commit another crime. But then that makes the insurance rates go up for these individuals, and then it's a cascading effect. If you don't get the crime under control, it's going to impact people economically. This is just law. This is just government 101. But again, you're going to continue to hear people, even in the face of incontrovertible evidence, you're still going to hear complaints.
I'm going like what the Shelby County mayor said. They really violating our civil rights.
In Whitehaven, this man did not want his name or face shown, but says he does not fully support the Memphis Safe Task Force. For him, he says what is needed is more solution to the root cause of crime, poverty.
When folks start running out of food, when folks can't feed their children, they become desperate. And desperate becomes, that's when you don't mind breaking the law, when you become desperate. So basically, you want desperate people to be safe. That doesn't make any sense.
You know what? I really, it really burns me when I hear people say that poverty creates crime. There are examples all over the country, all over the world, where people have meager resources, but they have enough morals and they have a strong enough culture that they don't resort to crime. That's just such an old, just played out, issue. You hear this guy saying, hey, if people can't afford to feed their kids, if you can't afford to feed your kids, then you shouldn't be a parent. Go out and get a skill that will allow you to get a job. It is not the responsibility of the federal government to go in and make sure that you're able to make enough money to feed your kids. But what will help you feed your kids is that when there's less crime in the area where you live, businesses will come in because they'll feel safe. Then there'll be more jobs. There'll be more opportunities for those individuals who live in these areas. Then they can make more money and then they can have a better quality of life. But businesses don't come in first. The first thing that has to happen is that you have to get the crime under control. I don't understand why this just gets repeated over and over again. And to be honest with you, you always hear it from black people in the inner cities that are complaining about the crime. They don't want to control their children. They don't want to control their culture. They don't want to hold each other accountable for antisocial behavior, but then they want to beg the federal government to come in and save them. It's just ridiculous.
Allocate some of them dollars to the community. Let's clean up some of the blight in Orange Mound, Hyde Park, Fraser. Let's make it work for the whole Memphis, not just part of Memphis.
That's the other thing, that when I hear people complain about, oh, give this money to the citizens to clean up the blight. The United States government, the government of the state of Tennessee, the government of the city of Memphis, they're not real estate investors. They're not real estate developers. The individuals with whom you need to speak to come in and clean up the blight are private companies, but someone's got to pay for that. Someone's got to come in and allocate the resources and go look at the areas of this blight and say, you know what, I'm going to incur the cost of tearing down this old house and putting up a new one. But you know what has to happen before they do that? They have to know that someone's going to buy that house. In order for someone to be able to be in the position to buy that house, they've got to both want to live in that area and they've got to be able to afford it, which means they have to have a job. So this all goes back to, in order for you to clean up the blight, it's not the government's responsibility to come in and knock down houses and build new ones and give them to people whom you just heard the previous person say, people are out here, they're in poverty, so they're going to commit crime. So those individuals can't buy the house. They keep putting the cart before the horse. And it's just, again, it's just so exhausting just to hear this again and again and again. You are not going to get investment in the form of businesses coming into the area, in the form of real estate developers coming into the area. That's not going to happen unless and until those individuals feel safe investing their money. So the best thing that can happen to Memphis and cities like Memphis is exactly what's happening now. Federal agents, the National Guard, need to go into the worst areas, clean them up, get the antisocial individuals, the people who have the proclivities to commit antisocial acts, get those individuals out of these neighborhoods, make them safe, and then you will see the dollars come in. We've seen what's going on right now. It's been going on for decades. It's not working. We need to try something different. And I, for one, applaud this effort, and I'm looking forward to seeing what's going to come of it. Like I said, you've already seen these numbers go down in just 1 week. It's working. It's working, people. So do me a favor. If you like this video, go ahead, subscribe to the channel, like the video. You can leave a hype. Make sure you drop a comment. Like I said, I appreciate you hanging out. This is my attempt. I'm going to continue to hold these mayors and these cities accountable, like Chicago, like Memphis, like St. Louis, new cities coming up on the channel. I appreciate you for hanging out this long. I'll catch you in the next one.